Hey, Jera200, how are you? It's spring 2020. I still can't believe I'm saying that. And today is January 20th, and 2020, and it is a national holiday, including a university holiday, where we hopefully take pause and recognize the many great things that Martin Luther King did for us as a country and society in general. So we should all be very grateful. Alrighty, so we're looking right now on my computer. This is instructor view. So it looks a little bit different than what you see with student view, okay? Alrighty, again, every week you go right in here. Don't forget to calendar this stuff, okay? So these are the short paper you see I have coming up, boom, boom, okay? Don't forget your midterm, you have to think about that. And here's a lot of how-tos in terms of the course. How to get an A in this class, for example, is in there, okay? Alrighty, so you go into the weekly assignment. I just want to show you how I differ a little bit from you. Okay, so basically what happens is this first section, every week section will close midnight on Monday, okay? So it says due Monday, January 20th. And then 1 minute past midnight, it switches to the next week, okay? Alrighty, so that's how that works. Alrighty, so when I go in here, right here, and I look at this, okay, you'll see that here's last week's video that I posted, the reading, and that was trend forward to trend 5, and your readings quiz, and then a real quick discussion where you kind of discuss what it is you're up to and why you're taking this class, okay? Then we go for a little bit more substance in the next one, okay? So you can either go backwards in time right here, okay, by clicking here, or you can just go backwards in your browser, all right? So click here, you take it, and re-click here. I'll click right here, and I'm gonna go right in, okay? And let's see here. So this is this week's assignment, okay? And in my browser, you're gonna see that both the readings quiz and discussion are open right now, okay? I'm gonna go backwards in time right here. Okay, so this is global aging, okay? This is what's going on worldwide. And then we're gonna hone in on the following week. We're gonna look down here, looking at US trends, okay? And this is a great website, the Pew site, and goes over a lot of different trends that are happening in our country. They're very interactive, very informative, okay? And we'll discuss this in general, in detail when we get to that in about a week or so, okay? And then again, on my end, here's my quiz and here's my discussion. And this one will start beginning considering biology of aging. I know you guys aren't biologists, so don't get all freaked out by this. We just want you to do your best you can, okay? Alrighty, and the reason I show you all this is now I'm going to move over to student view. And Monday, the 20th, if you were to go into the weekly assignments, okay, you will see that you still have time, okay, on this one to get it done, all right? All right, so there's my video, there's the reading, there's the quiz, okay, and I encourage you to open the quiz, and have two browsers open at the same time, okay? And there's the meet and greet. Now, if I go again back to the weekly assignments here, all right, and I go to week 2, you can still get access to the information. I'm going to put my video right in there, okay? Again, this is going to cover the second part, okay? Why population aging matters, part 2, trend 5 through endnote, okay? And oh look, no quiz and no discussion because it's going to open tonight, okay? So open late tonight, which is actually first thing in the morning, past midnight, okay? Alrighty, so that's the way that goes, just to let you guys know. Okay, I'm going to get out of the student preview. I'm going to go right back into being me, okay? All right, so I'm going to go into the weekly assignments right here. Okay, we're going to go into week 2, okay? Alrighty, my video is going to go right there. You click on this and it downloads this PDF file right here, okay? What I want you to do starting tomorrow is I want you to have a second browser open and you click right here and you go to readings quiz, all right? You hit begin, all right? And you look over your different questions right here, okay? For example, question 4, which country could experience the most striking increase on a percentile basis, okay, in its oldest old 85 plus population by 2030? So that sounds like a graph to me, and you compare all these guys right there, all right? Question 5, China has the highest number of older people relying on younger workers to fund their pension. How many millions of pensioners will there be in China as of 2005 from figure 13? That's definitely a figure. That's what you do. So then you go back over here to population aging, okay? We can go back up to the original pages in the article, and you just scroll down until you get to, all right, aging population decline right here, okay, all the way through endnote. All right, so in the forward, okay, right here in the, in the overview right here, I wanted to show you something, okay, and then the introduction. Okay, one little thing. I didn't go over this last time. We're going to spend a significant amount of time later in the course about investing, okay? And this right here shows you something pretty incredible, okay? If you invest starting at 40 years of age, $10,000 per year, and you assume, there's my dog in the back, you assume a return on your investment of 5% a year, which is really a really crappy year. You're more likely to get 8, 9% on your investment if you do it right. Mutual funds, okay, we're going to talk all about this. Your Fidelity or Vanguard account, okay. Anyways, if you just do 10% a year, $10,000 per year, come here, Bella, come here. All right, come here, come here, come here, come here, come on, come on, come on. You gonna come up? Come on, come on. You gonna come up? She's not gonna come up. Come here, come on, come on, come here, come here, come here, come here. Sit, sit, sit. Okay, that dog is not coming. She's gonna make noise in the background. So anyways, all right, you can hear her walking away. Anyways, this is called compound interest. All right, you're gonna make a lot of money. Now, if you start at 30 years of age, okay, you only need to put in this much per year, all right, to accumulate the same 700 grand. Okay? And I think all of you guys want to accumulate a lot more than that. All right, that's what that's all about. All right, so let's get down here and get into the next section. Okay, so we already saw the population decline. Again, Russia being impacted a lot. Where else is it going down? Okay, Japan. So we had a real focus on Japan population decline in our discussion and its impact economically and socially. Okay, and we discussed all that. Then we get in here socially. Okay, a big part of society and sociality is just our family and its structure. How many generations are alive? Who depends on who for their well-being? Many of you right now still depend on your parents for your well-being. Okay, you may not have a job. They're paying for your way to college, and they give you a Visa card for your expenses when you go to college. Okay, so your parents are part of the working population, and you're completely dependent. Okay, you go through life, and you're funding society through employment. You retire. And now you're just a consumer, okay? And you become dependent, more and more dependent as you get older, okay? Not only financially, but in terms of health, as we saw from the previous chapters when we were looking at the slowly progressing chronic non-communicable diseases. Okay, so anyways, what's going on here? Well, guess what? Is we live in such a competitive society, not only here in our country, but in the more advanced, westernized or industrialized countries, that people are getting their degrees, getting into the workplace, trying to establish themselves, and then maybe think about marriage, and then maybe think about kids. And so we're just not repopulating. Okay, there's fewer and fewer children. Okay, we call this fertility. Okay, so there's big reduction in societal fertility. Okay, and this completely transforms society structures. Okay. So the bottom line is, people are getting older, life expectancy increases, but there's less younger generations to look after these older people, and so it becomes a big um, family thing, and then also a big issue for society at the level of government. Okay, and what are we going to do for these people? Okay, alrighty. Another thing that's coming in is not only do we have fewer younger people, we have fewer younger people marrying and having kids, but divorce rates go up too as well. So I brought in the Pew rate. We see right here, in the United States, it says 9% people over the age of population, over 65 population are divorced, and there's more people being divorced at a younger age. So this is like the next generation pushing through that you get higher and higher divorce rates, and they don't get remarried. And so instead of having grandma looking after grandpa and vice versa, they're separately. And so the burden is on you to go see grandma, make sure she's okay, and then go to some other state and see how grandpa's doing. Okay, it's a huge burden. All right, so this is an analysis of divorce rates. Okay, from 1990 to 2015, and we see that divorce rates were going actually down in the millennial generation. That's because you don't get married. You don't get married, you're not going to get divorced. Okay, awesome. And then we see that divorce rates, however, in these just past the baby boom generation, and at the bottom edge of the baby booms, you see that divorce rates are going up significantly. Okay, so that's going to be a burden on you guys as well. All right. So these are all things to think about, okay, in terms of what's going on. And at the time when this study was done, we're looking at living arrangements, okay. So again, Japan is our um, kind of leading edge canary in the coal mine. Which is the saying, meaning it's going to tell us what's going to happen to other countries all around the world, because these things are happening in Japan first, okay. And we see that the rate of people living alone is going up and up and up and up. Okay, the rate of people living with some relative is going down, down, down. Okay, it's very, very clear. Okay, more and more people are being put into assisted living facilities. Okay, so it's a very big cultural change. I think we can do better in that way. All right. So consequently, you don't have kids, you don't have um, the finances to retire. People are going to shift to working longer, and that's we've been kind of imposing that. All right, a little bit in our country where we're pushing the age for full retirement benefits with the Social Security system. Okay, we used to be able to do pretty well at 64, then it was 65, now it's approaching 67, and on and on. And there are incentives we're going to learn about to get you to postpone retirement and draw Social Security until after you're 70, and the financial incentives. Okay. All right. So when we look, again globally, and we can look at these trends. I'm just going to come right here, and we're looking at this is again looking across Europe. Okay, and you see that the likelihood of being employed later in life is going up and up and up. Okay, so people are working longer because it's more expensive to live. Okay, and the other thing that's happening, okay, in terms of the gross domestic product, meaning the financial well-being of the country, is that there are a lot of countries that are significantly burdened by public pensions. Okay, all righty. We have right here in terms of our this is again looking at incentives, okay, to retire early. We're on the low end here, but some other countries are really much of their income as a country is being devoted to these pensions. Okay, how are you going to pay for those pensions? Tax. Okay, and that's what it is. Right. So this goes into this social insurance program, and that's what it's talking about right here. And so we're looking at the percentage of pension that goes to the total products and services within a country. Okay, and that's what the gross domestic product is. We see that some of these countries are just basically shackled, okay, handcuffed by these enormous expenditures. Okay, um, And the only way you can pay for that in the end is to increase the income coming in through taxation. Okay, and so that's what that's all about. All right, we can look at China and how they're having to rethink things. And again, I love looking at these charts, and a lot of the questions come from these charts. Okay, and you can see right here that we're looking at the ratio of workers to pensioners. Okay, so we see then these are all the millions and millions of people that are now drawing pensions in China. Okay, through 2005 when the study was done. Okay, and and you can see there's fewer and fewer workers having to pay for more and more pensions. Okay, so that means what? You just have to tax their income a lot more. Okay, now each of these trends that we're showing in this really cool overview of aging, it's just kind of an introduction, and then we're going to get into this um, in a lot more depth as the course progresses. Okay. Alrighty, so we can then look at the economic challenge of everything I've been talking about, with less children, less people able to pay for the increasing expenses of older people. What does it cost more? Well, remember, a big thing has to do with these chronic diseases. Our Medicare system pays for that, and again, all you got to have to do is look at your paycheck, okay, and see that there's FICA, okay, which is removed, okay, and this is a combination of Social Security and Medicare insurance that is going out there, okay. All right. Okay, so one of the things that is encouraged, and we encourage this in our country, is that you need to invest, okay. And you can see these countries where they're huge burden in terms of a government pension. People are like, well, the government's going to guarantee me so much money. Why in youth should I invest in my well-being as an older person? And so not a whole lot of people investing in mutual funds, the stock market, your Fidelity account or whatever. We're about 40% in our country right here, okay? We'll see later on, that doesn't mean that a lot of the people are not doing well. The average amount of, when we look at people 55 to 60 years of age, the amount of money that people have saved, the median across the country, is about $16,000, which is not going to cut it. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. Okay, so you become a major consumer of resources. Okay, very quickly. Okay, in terms of everything from you're driving on a road, you have your garbage picked up. On and on. These are all consumptions. Okay, um, you go out shopping on and on, and this is your period of contribution where you have income coming in. So this is where this kind of dependency ratio is. I'm completely independent through here, okay, compared to my consumption, right? And that's what that's supposed to illustrate. This is a Thai worker. Again, this is supposed to give this global perspective, okay? But ultimately, your needs far outweigh your income on average, and that's what that's showing right there, okay? All righty, guys. So that's it for that. I'm gonna get out of there. Again, I encourage you to get in there and open two browsers separately, okay, so that you can look at the readings and do this at the same time. All righty, cool. I think that's it, and so I'll see you guys next week.